SoCHiology, the analysis of Chicago's culture, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Presented by True Stories Media. And I'm your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Just as the intro stated, SoCHiology is an analysis, a lifestyle brand, if you will, on Chicago's culture, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're going to go over the good, the bad, the ugly, the great. Every episode, we're going to talk about topics, different issues, anything relative to Chicago. On this first episode, nothing screams Chicago louder, arguably, than winter. Chicago has a history of having long, chaotic, frigid, crazy winters. You know what I'm saying? 1967 was the worst winter in Chicago's history. It was over 22 inches of snow. Then you had 1999. Then you had 2011, which we will talk about on this episode. Those three winters combined had over 65 inches of snow. And we're not even talking about the temperatures yet. So in this first episode, we're going to talk with two different groups of Chicagoans. One group, all women. The second group, all men. We're going to get their thoughts on how to prepare for a Chicago winter. How does Chicago winter make them feel? What are dibs? And does the winter ultimately make them want to move to a warmer climate? So without further ado, here's the first episode of SoCHiology, Return of Chiberia. All right. So is it a man's job to shovel? Do y'all feel that way? Especially in this Chicago winter. Like, do you feel that way?
Oh, that's a good question, huh? As a single, unmarried woman, I've never really had to shovel snow because I have younger brothers, and uncles, and my dad.
But those are all men.
Yeah,
those are all men.
So I've never had to. So. I guess from my perspective, because they always taking on that responsibility, I would say if, there's a man around, yes, but if there isn't, we have to do what we have to do. So,
I feel like if a man is around, like if I'm outside shoveling and you see me shoveling, you should offer to assist me, but I don't feel it's specifically a man's job. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm not doing this because I feel like a man should do it. Like, I am single. I don't have a man in my life.
You made that sound so sad. Don't make that sound like,
well,
like.
It's not sad. I'm great. I'm independent. So it's not sad. But, I don't think it's a man's job. Like, if I did have, like, a man living with me, I wouldn't expect him to jump up and shovel the snow and he had to be at work at, like, 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm home all day. No, I'll do it,
Oh, so you gonna get out there, you gonna just put your back into it and just, go crazy.
See, yeah. He gonna have to do it before he leave home.
So he gonna have to do that. You gonna have to do that. Like, how long did it take you to shovel your driveway?
2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a really big driveway though. It's like super long and it's a 3-car garage, so it was a lot.
Yeah, we were blessed to have someone come and knock on the door and shovel the snow.
Next time, I'm definitely getting a service to come do it. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, man. These Chicago winters ain't no joke, man. Like, it's, but it's kind of refreshing, I would say, though, that we're getting snow. And hit me out because we haven't had no real snow like this in 5 years. So it's kind of a good thing because it lets you know that, okay, Mother Nature is still being Mother Nature. She's still normal. But it's still inconvenient. Like, it was about 4 or 5 cars stuck on my block that day alone. Like, not all at once, but just stuck on my block. And, I'm out there shoveling too, and I see a car stuck. I'm just acting like I don't see him, because At that point, I think it's every man for himself. If you stuck in the snow.
So I grew up single family household. Just I'm my only child, so just me and my mom.
Me
So
too. Me too.
yeah, so a lot of stuff I just grew up doing. Like I, take the garbage out. Like, it wasn't no gender specific roles. So when I was in a relationship and we lived together, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna have to take out the garbage. He gonna do this, do that, and he was like, ain't no gender specific roles around here. If you see the garbage full, you could take it out too. And
Uh-oh.
I'm like, but your car in the back, I park my car in the front. You buy the garbage. Like it ain't nothing for you to do it. So I guess everything just depends on the relationship. Do I kind of expect it? Like, yeah, it'll be nice because I've been doing it for so long. Look, how old am I? I'm 32. I feel like I've been shoveling snow for 32 years. Like,
For
and I get
32 years.
I know,
It's
right?
Black History
All
Month
my
too. You've
life.
been
All my
it's been a
life.
long time coming.
All my life I had to fight. Like, can I get some help here? So it would be nice, but being that I think, especially in these times, I think us as women, it's probably hard to accept help too, because you don't know if it's genuine. You don't know if they a sex trafficker. Like you kind of hesitant. It's like you want the help, but you torn between being, a strong, independent woman because you don't know who you could trust.
That,
If you
that
don't have, the people that you know around you to assist you and somebody roll up and you like, can I trust him? Like, that's okay. I got it, sir. My husband's on the way.
and I,
Just lying.
that's true, especially with these carjackings too.
Yeah. So in this day and time, you can't even say like, it'll be nice to get the help, but it's like, I could do bad by my damn self.
For sure.
Was it a lot of cars getting stuck in y'all neighborhood or on y'all blocks?
Not mine.
No, it was clear.
Well, I live on a cul-de-sac, so they saved the cul-de-sacs for like dead last. I was literally stuck in my house till about 6 o'clock yesterday. We had plow trucks come around at all. The very first one came around 6 p.m. yesterday. So we were all just stuck in the house all day yesterday.
I watch people turn down the alley and get stuck. I don't know why they would do that. Like, I stay behind the police station, so I don't think the van didn't even get in the alley and got stuck, and the police had to help him dig out. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So let's talk about being stuck in the house on a snow day. Do you think vacation rules apply to snow days as far as like you can start drinking as early as possible?
For sure.
Why not?
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
agree.
all I did yesterday.
My age was showing. My hands was hurting, back hurting. I couldn't do nothing. And I got my second COVID vaccine on Friday.
Wow.
So my arm was already sore. If you get the flu shot, how your arm gets sore, like your arm gets sore. So I was like, no good. And I'm like, I don't even know how I'm out here shoveling right now. Like, arm was out the game. So,
Wow. Yeah, they felt like noodles because sometimes, like, when I'm shoveling, like, my arms be feeling like noodles, man. Like, it's definitely a full body workout.
I had the Wonder Woman strength going on. It was just when I got in the house, it hit me. But when I was outside, I was hitting it.
So what about you, Mo? So you just chilling over there, right? Because you got a whole squadron of brothers, uncles.
Yeah.
Life is good.
I did dig my car out. I don't know why I did that because my friend offered to come and dig me out, but my kids wanted to play in the snow, so I decided to dig myself out my car out the snow. And I won't do that no more.
You ain't doing that no more?
I'm not.
You tired? Fed up?
I'm not tired. I'm not fed up. I just don't. I would never really have to do it, so that's just not something that I do. I'm gonna save it for when I really, really have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when you really, really have to? Because I mean, we might be getting some more this weekend.
When there's no man around,
it might be coming back this weekend. I was looking at the news, looking at the weather app. They saying it's going to be Arctic cold. That's the phrase that they use. It's going to be Arctic cold this weekend, and we might get a couple more inches. We got 10 this past weekend. Some
Ew.
places got 12.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I think
no.
we got about 12 out here. I
I
think
think
Westchester made the news.
now
and
I'm
you know,
calling something this time.
you say you calling somebody. Y'all ain't got no kids in y'all neighborhood doing that.
Not at all. I
I
have
was
the
looking for him.
Well, we have this guy in the neighborhood that comes like knock on our door because he's always doing work for my mom. So he he came yesterday, and I'm sure when it snows again, he's gonna come back. So he didn't get paid with like a actual person who owns a business would come out and get paid,
Right, right. Yeah, of course not. Of
but
course not.
he was compensated well. Yeah, he was compensated well.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not. You know, it's always gonna be a couple dollars. You know, something for your pocket. You know how it
He
go.
he got quite a few dollars. He didn't get a
Oh, he
few
got a quite a
dollars.
few.
Quite a
Okay.
few dollars. He
I hope
got
he threw
quite a
some
few
salt down
dollars.
too.
Yeah, we had salt too. We
Now
had
he
it
gotta bring his
all.
own salt. He getting paid.
Nah, that was a lot of that was a lot of snow. That was a lot of
What's
snow.
what's a memory in regards to like because you know Chicago we get some of the worst winters in the country. That's just a fact. Um, what's a memory you guys have like a snow day winter memory? You know, it could be recent, it could be when you was a kid, anything.
Me, okay, so my family was never really the type to go out and play in the snow. Like we never really liked the cold. But one winter we actually did. It was me and my mom and my little brother. And we built snowmans, made snow angels, like the whole 9 yards. And I just remember that one specifically because we usually never do stuff like that. My parents are always like, "Oh, it's too cold. Like, I don't want to go out in the cold, blah, blah, blah." But I'll never forget that one year they actually went out there with us when we were kids.
That's beautiful though. That's like, you know, one of those Home Alone type moments. The movie that is, the movie.
My memory, I guess, kind of recent is snowball fight with my kids and me hitting my son in the middle of his face with the snowball.
Wow.
The
It's
face
a
he made
cold
was
world.
price. Face he made was priceless. It is. It is.
Cold world.
I was just gonna say she was talking about the snow angels, and I used to do that quite a bit when I was younger. Not necessarily going out and playing in the snow, but just going and get in the car, stop and go ahead and make a snow angel before I go in the house to get in the car.
Mm.
That's
My son does that now.
it.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good because kids don't be playing in the snow like that no more. They don't be playing in the snow.
Nah, because we don't be playing that. They get them good clothes all wet and dirty. I'm like, get up out. Get up out there. You ain't got no snowsuit.
I know I'm
Gotta,
kind of sad. This is like the first year my son can actually like really enjoy it because he's 3. So previously he was always too
Aw.
little.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm kind of scared to let him go out because it's like if he catches a cold, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know the difference between COVID and a normal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, do I want him to go out? So he didn't go outside yesterday.
Aw.
oh,
Sucks.
what's a Chicago winter memory you got, Jasmine?
So it ain't like related to my childhood or nothing, but y'all remember when we got that bad snowstorm? What was that? 2010,
11,
2011 when it was, yeah,
2011.
when it was like this. Like I remember because I went to UIC. I'm trying to think. I don't even think they had canceled classes.
Wow.
So I'm really trying to remember because if they may have canceled it the day it snowed, but like the next day you had to go. And like I remember like walking down the street trying to get to the bus stop. I remember I worked at Kmart and I wanted it was just me and
Dang,
my
that's how you
mom.
know this a long time ago. Kmart.
Leave me alone. So me and my mom, when we stayed in Chicago, we had a corner house. So I wanted to drive to work. Couldn't drive to work because the snow was piled up around the garage. My mom was like, like I ain't going out there and shovel whatever. So I was so late. I think I was like 2 hours late to work that day. Like I just remember being mad. Like all this dang on snow and it's high, ain't nobody shoveled. Like gotta go to class. Like it
Yeah,
was
that's
it was
terrible.
yeah, I remember that childhood stuff. Yeah, not so much because I was kind of always by myself. But in my older years, I remember, but ain't so happy.
Yeah, that was wild. Lakeshore Drive was shut down. Like it
Yeah, I
was
was
literally
gonna.
shut down. You know, I'll never forget that image. You know, with all the cars just covered in snow, just sitting there.
Hmm.
You know, what I'm saying, can you imagine that was your car? You know,
Yeah,
like having to come back to an ice box, like that's crazy.
I'd be scared to even ride on Lakeshore Drive when it's snowing like that. Like
I'll
that's
be
just crazy.
scared. Would y'all say y'all are immune to it now though? Because like every year when it snows bad, we be like, oh man, here's what I'm saying. But it's like you know, it is what it is at this point. Like, are y'all immune to it, or y'all just over it? Y'all ready to move?
I'm immune to it. But the older I get, if I don't have to go outside, I'm not going.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Same. I'm immune too. As long as I'm prepared. Like I knew it was gonna snow, so Friday I went to the store and got snacks and all that other stuff so we could chill out in the house. Um, and made sure my snowblower was on deck and
Hmm.
salt, and we were good. Like it didn't too much bother me. Because I just moved here, I just didn't expect my driveway to take that long, even with the snowblower. So
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah, man. Them snowblowers, it helps, but it's still a process.
Yeah.
It's
for
still a
sure.
process. Facts. So like everybody is staying in Chicago. Like the winter ain't pushing them out. Like it ain't forcing you to be like I want to move to Florida,
Nah,
California.
No, now this
I
other
would
stuff
love to
will
have
make
a
me.
vacation home, somewhere else.
Same. This is home.
I think
Yeah.
I'm ready to leave.
Oh,
Yeah.
trying to get up out
It's
of
not.
here.
Yeah, it's not the weather. It's
Oh, okay. So it ain't the winter. It's the other stuff.
the other stuff.
The other stuff.
All right, fellas. So my old lady is a Delta, and she posts plenty of things across social media. And one of her sorors
Join the club.
basically placed on social media that, hey, these guys must not really love me if they ain't came to shovel my snow. And I asked my old lady, I said, what's up with these ladies? The moment it snows, they need a man, but all year long they've been talking about how independent and how they don't need any men. So what's the real problem that we have here? And why are we only called out when they supposedly need us?
Mm, that's heavy.
That's
It's
that's a heavy.
very.
That's
That's heavy.
big.
I found it like they try to put us in a trick bag because I don't need a man, I don't need a man, I don't need a man. We hear
Uh
that
oh.
all throughout the summer. But the moment this snow hit the ground,
Uh oh.
where's all the men that to shovel my snow? And
Uh
mind you,
oh.
I own my home, so I'm out and my lady don't have to pick up a shovel whatsoever because that's my lady. And I was out there 4.5 hours. But
Oh
when
yeah,
I
you was
see a
out there.
single woman, yeah, screaming I'm independent, independent, but then scream where the men at when it snows. I have issue with that.
Uh oh.
I feel like you ran into a real situation. See, I'm married to a Delta. And all my experience, now mind you, my wife is not like this, but all my experience with the Saras, because in the South we call them the Saras, is
I hate that shit, but that's neither here nor
they don't
there.
they
Anywho,
don't need us until they hungry or they need something moved. That's the only time the Saras need us. When they hungry, they want some chicken off the grill, or they want you to move something into a new apartment or shovel some snow. We in Chicago, so it's a shoveling up here, you know.
mm-hmm.
So if you can't meet a need with one of the Saras, you really not worthwhile.
But the thing
Yeah.
about I look at it, now I'm gonna put my single hat back on for a quick second because I'm
But
married to
but
a
but you
Delta myself,
but you're not single.
and well, no, I'm putting my, but I'm going
Okay.
to
All
put
right.
my,
Okay.
I'm
Got
going
you.
to,
I'm just
I'm
saying,
going to I'm going to go back. Anywho, you know, like I remember those days when the blizzard of 2011
mean,
Yeah, that's when Lakeshore Drive shut down,
Shut
right?
down
when
Lakeshore
like it
Drive.
mean.
was
Yeah.
cars galore.
Yeah, it was like the day
You
after
know, luckily,
tomorrow.
I couldn't find my
right.
car. It
My
was
my
buried.
my principal said go home. Let us leave at 11:30. I said cool. I made it to the crib. Went to the liquor store and all that other shit. I'm good. Went outside. When it was cool to go back outside. Went outside and shovel my snow. Shit, I went and made some money. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like went and shoveled, up and down my block, all that other stuff. But it was this girl I had, casually talked to every so often. But she was one of them. I'm always on social media type chicks, and so I'm like, okay, you messing around with other people, and that's cool. It is what it is. But then she called me, can you come shove my stuff? Like, I'm snowed in. I can't. I lied to her. I'm snowed in. I can't even come out.
Hey, everybody was snowed in at one point in time. It's like, I did some research, and this is the worst snow we've had in 5 years. Now, that don't sound like a long time, but it is, because, global warming, we've been having summertime in Chicago winters for the past couple years almost, barbecuing, life is good. So 5 years, this is the worst snowstorm we done had. So I think we all had to get reintroduced to Chiberia and, shoveling
and the
snow.
Pandemic didn't make it no better. Don't make it no better.
It don't make it no better. We got to deal with the pandemic and shoveling. You know what I'm saying? Snow plowing, all that. Like yesterday, I had to dig out like a little entry point for the car. Because we don't have a garage at our home. We got street parking, unfortunately. So I had to, you got to dig like the little pathway. Got to do the little marks. It's crazy, man. It's ghetto. But it's crazy.
Hey, Twiz, tell me how you held your spot, though. What you put out there when you shoveled it out?
So I didn't move the car at all. I just had made a little, exit point. But there has been dibs on the block. They have been using chairs. Somebody used the garbage can. It has been dibs on the block. Dibs been around in Chicago since like I guess the 60s when we had like the heavy blizzard back then. So I ain't have to use dibs, but they've been using it. What y'all be using for dibs if y'all got street parking?
I personally have never understood that.
So check this out for anybody that ain't never understood it. And again, I'm fortunate. I live in the city, but I got a driveway, so I'm cool on that now. But when you put in all that work to dig your car out of that spot, you really want that spot when you come back. And I didn't put out everything besides a kid to hold my parking spot. It don't never work, but I'm trying.
So prime example. I got a prime example before I logged on. Of course, you had to go do my husband duties to go to the store. When my wife tell me she needs something, I've been sitting at home all day. Of course, because I'm about to log on. I don't know how this stuff. Like I need to go get this. I'm like, fuck. All right. So I had my parking spot right in front of the house. The second car behind. I said, okay, cool. No water. I didn't. It took me almost an hour and a half to dig my car out, start it, move it, develop a spot. Not no snow up under and all that stuff. Come back, some visiting ass motherfucker just in my spot. I might go outside and egg it before the end of the night. Still there.
See?
Hey,
now,
it gets
who
real.
Said they don't understand it? Who is that don't understand? Like when you work so hard for a spot that you really want to keep it.
Right, I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, you really think a chair gonna stop somebody?
They really want to move, they will.
But that's I will say sometimes that chair act is almost like a cone that you see in the road. If you see a chair right there, you less apt to pull in that parking spot. Some folks definitely get out and move it, but a lot of times people do respect it on the block because it's like, man, that chair right there, let me go find a different one.
Facts. And the big thing is once that chair put in place, people know if the person who dug that spot out come back and your car there
is violated,
bruh, you might come back and be on 4 flats.
100%.
Absolutely. And it's definitely Chicago, so that chair is definitely attached to somebody blick.
You know what the chair really is, y'all? The chair really is a warning. Don't put your shit right here unless you want your shit fucked up.
Because I'm so serious about to go outside and egg this motherfucking car. Like you gonna come back, your shit gonna be fucked up.
Hey, it gets real out here. It gets real out here.
Eggs in the refrigerator for your wife sends you to go get some of those.
I got some extra ones. I got the extra ones though. We good.
It gets real out here, man.
Like, I do the grocery shopping. So I know how to stock up.
I hear you.
Like when it snows like this, it's just like, a lot of people are working from home anyway because of the pandemic. which is kind of ironic. But when it snows like this, you really don't want to leave the house for nothing. Like, you know, you don't want to leave the house for nothing, man. Like nothing. Like I told you earlier, that car ain't moved. Even though I dug a little pathway out, that car ain't went nowhere.
And Twiz, with you saying that, the one blessing that generally comes with the snow is the fact that stuff starts to cool down a little bit. And I really think that Chicago, being the Chicago that we all know, that the snow coming, it's a blessing for us because it slow things down and make everybody sit down for a second and kind of stop a little bit of the violence from occurring until it get back hot. Because y'all know what they always say, when it get hot, niggas get shot.
Yeah. But you're right, though. And on the grand scheme of things, like, people do stay in the crib. You know, ain't nobody out here, you know, trying to be acting a fool in the snow, and it's cold, bro. Like, it's cold. Like, so Terrell, you live by a beach, and y'all was out there yesterday. You said it looked like Alaska out there?
Like Alaska, dog. Like Alaska. We got, by time, so the beach is at the end of my block, right?
Okay.
So we walked down to the beach. By the time we got there, we couldn't tell where the sand was and where the water started. So we walking out, and the water was frozen over. So it definitely looked like a scene from like the Titanic, right? So as I'm walking out, my wife like, wait, stop. And I'm like, what? And she like, that ain't sand no more. And I look down like, oh, shit. Like, let me take a step back. It was mean. The snow was mean. It came down serious. And what's shocking is normally when it snow, it's a little warmer. But everything froze over. It was wild.
Yeah, that's
man.
true.
It was 50 snowmen.
You was on some Polar Explorer stuff, man.
Hey,
what made you walk out there?
I definitely had a ball. I ain't gonna lie to you. I definitely had a ball, and I guess that's the double-edged sword that Chicago bring with the snow. You know, I didn't even go to the office today. I worked from home because I was snowed in. You know, I couldn't get my car out. But shit, over the weekend I had a ball in it. You know, I think we get that two sides of it. We get to have a lot of fun with the snow, especially growing up in Chicago. Even though they never shut down CPS schools, we definitely had a ball playing in the snow and shit. As a grown, old, married-ass man, I had a ball in the snow yesterday.
Yeah. You know, y'all remember the polar vortex a couple years ago? It was like negative 20. I did the same thing. I went out to the beach and took pictures. Yeah, I took pictures out there. I did the same thing. So it's kind of fun, but I was only out there for like a minute. I couldn't last that long. Yeah.
Yep. And my dumb ass had to go to the office. And because it wasn't nobody else out there, I'm like, I ain't go park in the parking garage. I'm about to park on the street right in front of Chase Tower. I went out, all my doors was frozen shut. I couldn't get in my damn car. I was stuck at the office for an additional 4 hours, and a tow truck dude came out there with some alcohol and poured it over into my locks and windows, and that's how we opened up my car.
Oh, wow. That's all you had to do?
That's all he had to do. I wish I'd have thought of that because I would have been gone. I was down in that office to damn near 10 o'clock at night.
Damn.
Yep.
Wow.
All the tow truck drivers was busy. Nobody could make it to me until they got around to it. But I was in front of Chase Tower, was stuck in the middle of that polar vortex.
Man, me and my wife was sitting in the crib. I ordered that's when the Fire Stick, you know, I was putting all types of shit on that Fire Stick, watching all types of movies. But it was like, so we got to like day 2, day 3 of the polar vortex. So I went outside, you know, so I'm gonna go outside and start the car, you know. Then my wife just happened to just put on a waddle, come on outside too. I'm like, what you doing? Let's just drive. we ended up driving on the Mariano stuff because we ran out of liquor. And
that's essential. That's essential on snow days and in the cold. That's essential.
Facts.
Big facts. Man, as a teacher, man, when you get them alerts, you be like, yes.
Oh wow.
Or you get them, or the best ones when you get them the day before. You like, we not coming in tomorrow. Yes, we ride to the nearest store.
Y'all want to know something else though? Think about if we lived in Cali, for real, California folks don't appreciate the sunshine and that warm weather like somebody from Chicago does. Because when you got to go through this, you truly appreciate what it means to be warm outside with the sun out shining and wearing shorts when you deal with this. Because if you had it all the time, you would take it for granted. For real.
Yeah. We couldn't have that kind of weather in Chicago, though. We wouldn't have a population. Like y'all said, man, in the summertime, it's hot, but it's hot for everything.
Yes, it is.
Valley weather in Chicago, terrible.
Yeah,
Man.
but
The
but that's
motivator-
why we appreciate the few summer months we have, because like you really can't count June. June is like hit and miss sometimes. It's really like July and August.
Yep,
Everything else is like it's just cold, bro. Like it's so from January to March, it's cold. April, May, you got a bunch of rain. June,
You might get a decent day every night. You might get a decent day in between.
Yeah,
you're gonna get some 75s.
Decent, yeah.
And you be like, oh, that summer here, and then it drop back down to 45. And you be like,
what month is Silver Room Block Party?
July.
Yeah.
Okay.
July.
That's the height of the summer right there.
That's summer. Summertime.
Now, for me, it's Hyde Park Brewfest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take Hyde Park.
July 4th.
Brewfest.
That's when our summer really come. Outside of that, it's a hit or miss. You might be walking around in the 60s, 50s. But about July 4th, that's when it's really summertime. That's when that drifting on the memory. That's when them songs come on. You're like, oh yeah.
that's no, my thing is I like it that when the house picnic come around, it's officially summer.
There you go.
Yeah. We could hit a house picnic from our house in the summertime, but with the Rona, it's been shut down. It's been shut down, man. So that's why I feel like Chicagoans go all out in the summer because it's short. The summer is shorter than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's short, man. Like look, 9-10 months out the year we dealing with cold weather. And out those 10 months, 4 of them we dealing with Chiberia weather.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people don't understand what we dealing with. Like I had read one time, so the coldest city in America is like Minneapolis, but who lives there? Number three,
folks that run from Chicago.
It's like Minneapolis. Then it's like I think Milwaukee, right? And then
another Chicago run from city.
100%.
And then number 3 is Chicago. So out the top 3, we're the only major city that deals with the cold like this, and we dealing with it on a grand scale. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like even New York don't get cold like this.
It get cold though.
Not like this.
They get hella snow. Like up in the Northeast, up there in Boston and that area, that's where they get the snow at. But they don't get those freezing temperatures.
All in all, being in Chicago, it teaches you to cherish not just these moments, but your time in general. Because as we deal with that little ass twist summers that we got, we know we run into
little twist summers.
We run into a lot of BS during those times. But I think growing up and living in Chicago, just being a product of this area, it makes you cherish every moment that you have because you don't know when or what your next moment gonna bring.
That's facts. That's facts, bro. Chicago summertime it's summertime shy, right? Like even just hearing that summertime shy, you get the picnics, the festivals, everything amazing about Chicago. And like Twitter said, we go so hard on the fun because it don't last long.
It don't last long.
Also got to go hard on the fun because of all the bullshit that come in the summertime. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, summertime used to be the little girls out jumping double dutch, the old cats on the corner with their little wine bottles. And now, shit.
That's me.
You hit right.
Definitely
now, you get out there, and all you hear is bullshit music and young dreadheads who all got 30 shots and they don't care. You know what I mean?
Hey, but y'all want to know something? What I've learned by even that comment that you just said, what we looked at as living in the summertime, this newer generation of kid, that's their reality of what summertime is for them. We just have a different outlook on it because of what we've been through.
No, I remember it was a time the taste was like a whole carnival.
Oh, man.
I remember the taste was 2 weeks.
It was like a month almost.
The taste used to be 2 weeks.
Now
I remember the fireworks at the taste. When
like
the
a
fireworks
day.
went off at the
That was the last day, and that was the day to go. You got fresh to go to that.
You would have got an outfit for the taste back in the day.
Everything.
You would have got fresh
and was sweat out of that damn outfit, but you was fresh though.
Yeah, man. So that's why we go hard like that in the summer because we dealing with what we dealing with right now at this moment,
100%.
and it's just like, man, like so. Okay, y'all just made a comment about the summers how we used to remember them. I don't see too many kids these days shoveling snow for money. Like, what happened to that? You know what I'm saying? What happened to that?
That's what happened.
Wow.
Want me to tell y'all what happened to it for real?
What happened to it?
PS5 and the parents that buy all of them damn PS5s and
Hey,
they could just be in a crib chilling. When I was a shorty, if I wanted that
Wi-Fi, my
game
guy.
or this, that, and the other, I picked up that shovel and went after it.
But
Wi-Fi
see,
destroyed. Wi-Fi, social media destroys social skills in America, and Wi-Fi
so
destroys summers and kids. Man, the moment that you could have immediate access to everything as a kid, it was ruined. I remember walking dogs in the summer, shoveling snow in the winter. Anything I could do to make an extra $1. I tell my neighbors like, I take out your garbage. That shit, they put me in food.
man,
Like, only people I saw out here shoveling snow for money was like grown men. That's it. Like, I ain't see no kids out here. And the only kid I did see, he was just playing in the snow. And I ain't knocking him for that. But I'm saying, like, it wasn't nobody outside. Now, I'm not saying it don't exist, but in my neighborhood, I didn't see it.
You know what
I didn't
also
see. Man, I was outside for about 2 hours yesterday, and me and it was the property manager of the building next to me. We was outside talking. I said, "Dude, I ain't seen a kid for miles." I said,
Miles.
I would have paid some kids to go outside and shovel my snow. Like I was like, here's $25, go and shovel the snow. But I said, fuck it, I saved this money myself, saved myself $25 in doing it.
You
you
know
couldn't
what?
find nobody.
Kids also probably making more money than we was, because now these kids, they, like you said, they got the PS5, they getting on Twitch, they streaming, they making money streaming.
Hey,
So they may be a bit more industrious than us, and they got a lot more resources.
and that's what I was going to
There's a 9-year-old that made $10 million last year. What we doing?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, they ain't making snowmen like we was. They ain't having snowball fights. I don't see no snowball fights no more either.
No, that's real.
Question. How much does the winter play a factor in y'all wanting to move?
Man, you know what? For me, even though the winter be horrible, because I look forward to summertime shy so much, it's so hard to leave. You know, that's just
real.
how summertime shy is. I could deal with the snow. I could deal with the cold. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, so I'm going to bundle up a little bit. I'm going to get to throw on my ACG boots, my Timbs, whatever I'm grabbing. You know what I mean? Get a little fly that way. And then when summertime shy hit, I'm turned, bro. I'm on the lake. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely living life. Because I feel that if I move somewhere, I won't get the change in the seasons. And I think it's something with the change of the actual seasons that also change our mentality and forces us to make changes in ourselves as well.
Facts.
They're like signals. And the moment I leave from that, it's like if I get the same thing constantly every single day, all year round,
I'm stagnant.
what's signaling me to change? Like you said, stagnant, 100%.
Yeah.
What about you, Josh?
I guess I'm gonna be the bad guy out here because I'm ready to get out of Chicago.
Josh say I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely at the point where I'm just, kind of fed up with the city, the crime, and I think it's more so because I've been here, you know what I'm saying, majority of my life. So I want the change. And I hear what you're saying, Corey, with the, change in seasons. It is nice, but yeah, I'm just at the point where that's just it for me.
Y'all want to know something interesting, though? As much as we talk about our crime, because it's so sensationalized, if you actually look up the stats like Twiz just had for us for the weather, Chicago ain't nowhere near the top. And if we look at what the 90s was like when we was growing up and we was younger, it was way worse.
And what's wild,
I survived the Great Gang War in 1995.
See what I mean?
Bruh.
That was brutal. That was brutal, man.
So we talked about that 2011 blizzard, right, when Lakeshore Drive got shut down. What's a Chicago winter, Chiberia, whatever you want to call it, memory that you will never forget that you had to experience?
I would definitely say that 2011 snow blizzard because I was actually driving in it.
That
I was one of those people that actually got stuck on Lakeshore Drive.
Wow. So, 2001. And I remember it had snowed.
Hell yeah.
They called the buses. They called the buses and got us home early. So I remember that. And I remember getting off that bus and one of my people's car being stuck in a ditch. And they had all of us kids trying to get that car out the ditch.
It was definitely a bad snowstorm that year, right?
Yeah.
See, I remember that same year. I feel like it was about that same year, but I think I was like a freshman. And I definitely was waiting on that I remember being in the house and watching the news with my OG and just knowing they was gonna close the schools. And that that announcement came like all Chicago public schools will remain open.
Did they close y'all early though?
Hey, remember having to watch the news early in the morning and seeing a little scroll
across the bottom?
Hoping your school pop up. It's like the draft. Like hoping your school pop up. Like, come on. Like, you got your fingers crossed and everything.
The only schools that ever was closing was like the Catholic schools, the suburban schools.
Yeah.
Yeah, the suburban schools. You would see your school and be like, ain't this about a bitch?
Hey,
hell, working in a school system, you get up in the morning, you be like, "Are we closed?" You like you said, you sit outside waiting. Like you sit at TV glued.
I definitely
got those benefits because y'all was on public transportation and stuff like that. So them suburban schools was running them school buses and other roads. It wasn't no getting to school.
Going crazy with it.
Yep.
Going crazy with it, man. Yeah, man. But I'm just hopefully the snow. I mean, look, it's a good thing that it snowed because again, that global warming is crazy, man. So it's supposed to snow like this in January in Chicago.
You'd rather it snow right now than wait till like mid-February, March when you try to take a trip.
Absolutely.
You ain't able to get on and get off the plane.
Absolutely. So you rather that happen now as opposed to later on. And I mean, it's cool to have 60-degree weather in January, February, but it ain't normal in Chicago, man. It's not normal.
Yeah,
it's not normal. This is normal.
Don't want it, to be honest. I mean, we love those random times we get it. It's beautiful to get those 3 days. We like, man, it was 50. But like Corey said, man, the change of the seasons bring a different vibe. We love the clothes we wear in the summer, the clothes we wear in our fall, our winter gear. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Chicago, we love to get fly, man. So that's a part of it, What kind of coat you gonna grab this year? You know what I mean? Remember back in the 90s, the early 2000s, the Pellies? Y'all remember how?
Hey, I'm gonna go back to
this nigga still wearing Pellies.
Check this out. During the 90s, the bubble coats. Bubble coats was the shit, man.
Bubble coats crazy, bro.
First downs.
I think I might be the oldest. I think I might be the oldest on the group here, but first down bubble coats in 1994 was the shit.
And everybody was getting stuck for them too. Don't miss out on that part.
Yeah,
man, you was getting stuck for your first down and your Perry Ellis coat in 1996.
Man, it was real out here, boy.
It was. I told y'all, it was real back in the night.
First downs kept you warm. They kept you warm.
Sure, it was super puffy, though.
Hold on, I got one back. I go be back even further. When I was in third, fourth, and fifth grade, triple fat goose was the shit.
Oh man, I missed that.
Yeah, you want to look too far for us, but.
Yeah. Hey man, I told y'all. I grew up in the 90s, man.
I did too, but I was, I was young.
Hey, you grew up in a time when they used to steal car batteries and shit like that.
Car radios, my God.
That's back when winners was winter. Like I said, this is normal. It's good that we got it, but I still hate shoveling. My back's still a little tense.
It was good cardio yesterday, though.
It's definitely good cardio. Definitely good cardio. Shoveling is a full body workout.
Yeah, I definitely skip the gym.
Yeah.
I just want to say I graduated from a shovel to a snowblower.
I'm with you.
Y'all talking about shovels? You got into a snowblower?
Yes. I
had one when I was living on 93rd, but since I've gotten married, I couldn't take the snowblower with me.
Well,
my grandmother told me no.
Well, grandma knows best.
Yeah. She wasn't about to be out there with a shovel.
Yep. Shit.
But no, invest in those snow blowers in the wintertime. Buy a snow blower when in the summertime. Go to the swap and buy a snow blower. They be out there.
Like it's like a little area on 55th and right by Halston. They be selling them cheap too.
Yeah.
But do they work though?
That's what I was about to say.
Oh,
hey, I mean everything else due to COVID right now. Even the winter ain't even what the winter usually is because it's a whole lot of winter festivals that'll be cracking off.
Yeah.
And Winter Wonderland at
Winter Wonderland. Ice skating down at Millennium Park.
Yeah, Navy Pier is a ghost town. Yep.
Everything has been shut down. It wasn't Christmas didn't even feel like Christmas this year. No snow.
And
it wasn't.
I was sick with the COVID.
Oh man, yeah, we glad you recovered from that. Real talk.
100%. But it's been different. Like we saying that we get these winners, but let's be real, fellas. We ain't had a real winner, like Twiz said, in more than 5 years because we just get hit with a lot of snow here and there. but it don't be lasting.
Yeah, it'll last like a night, then it melt away.
Yeah. Do y'all remember back when like you could almost count it like every year on Halloween? That'd be like the last day we had where it wasn't snow. After Halloween,
Absolutely. Yep.
snowed out.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Snowed out.
November, December, January, February.
Think about last year. We really ain't get hit with no snow until March.
Yep.
That's crazy. March it was snowing crazy.
That's what I'm saying. It ain't normal, man. It ain't normal. This is normal. So even though we hate it, even though it's cold, it's inconvenient, it's normal. Those were the transparent thoughts from a handful of Chicagoans on how they feel about Chicago's winter and how some of them do indeed want to move to warmer climates. If you enjoyed this episode, please be one of the first people to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. And don't forget to subscribe to our other show as well, Mogul Motivation from True Stories Media.